everyone, good morning. If I were to ask you which country has a healthy economy, country A with 8% GDP growth or country B with 4% GDP growth, most of us will choose country A.
But what if I tell you the country A is suffering from high inflation and severe current account deficit, while country B is stable with a surplus? It's true that the GDP number can be displayed misleading.
Okay, today we will take you beyond the illusion of the GDP figure. We will reveal the real story behind the economic growth of six nations that are from analyzing the three pillars that truly determine their future.
Investment, stability, and competitiveness. Welcome to our presentation beyond GDP growth and analysis of three economic pillars for achieving FGDA.
GDP growth is often used as the primary barometer of a country's economic success. However, in the context of Sustainable Development Goal or SDGs, which emphasize inclusive and sustainable economic growth, fundamental questions arise: to what extent does GDP actually reflect the true quality of development? Reality demonstrates that GDP fails to capture crucial aspects such as inclusiveness or reflected in GDP per capita, sustainability or seen through inflation stability and current account balance, and the source of economic growth.
This reality drives the need for a paradigm shift from merely measuring GDP growth toward a more comprehensive analysis of three fundamental pillars of quality development. Investment, it means through gross capital formation and FDI. Stability, it means through inflation and current account balance. And competitiveness, it means through trade levels. This research analyzed data from six countries: Ethiopia, Zimbabwe, Indonesia, Bangladesh, China, and Malaysia over the 2015 until 2024 period through a multidimensional approach to assess how does three pillars contribute to GDP growth that aligns with the principle of SDGs. GDP growth annual percent. This indicator measures the speed of a country's economic expansion. Countries like Ethiopia and Bangladesh often exhibit high growth due to a catch-up pace, typically driven by massive infrastructure investment. In contrast, more mature economies like China and Malaysia may experience more moderate growth due to their already large economic bases. Zimbabwe is likely to exhibit the highest volatility, with growth being very positive one year and plummeting the next, reflecting political and macroeconomic instability. High growth figures alone do not reflect the quality, sustainable, or inclusiveness of the growth. GDP per capita, current US dollar. This is a better measure of average prosperity than total GDP. Disparities between these countries will be stark. China and Malaysia are likely to have steadily rising trend lines, reflecting successful economic transformation. Indonesia and Bangladesh may exhibit steady but more gradual growth. Ethiopia and Zimbabwe are likely to lag further behind. This gap highlights the growth paradox. A country can have rapid GDP growth like Ethiopia, but because it started from a very low level and had high population growth, the increase in wealth per person is very slow.
Gross capital formation, percent of GDP. This reflects the level of investment in the economy, infrastructure, machinery, buildings. China and Ethiopia are likely to have the higher level of investment, often programmed by government to stimulate growth. However, its interpretation is critical. High investment is only beneficial if it is productive. forces and efficient investment, such as some Ethiopia infrastructure project or China Go City, can create debt without generating adequate economic return become a burden in the future. Trade percent of GDP. This indicator mentions an economic openness to international trade. Malaysia, China, and Indonesia likely have very high ratio, indicating economies that are highly integrated into global supply chains and dependent on export, commodities, manufacturing, electronics. Ethiopia and Zimbabwe likely have lower ratio, indicating economies that are more closed, less diversified, or still dependent on subsistence agriculture. A high ratio is not a guarantee of strength. It also makes a country vulnerable to global development shocks.
5. FDI inflows percent of GDP. FDI or foreign direct investment is a vote of confidence from international community in a country's investment prospects and climate. Malaysia, Indonesia, and China are likely to consistently attract significant FDI to their export-oriented manufacturing and service sector. Ethiopia may attract FDI early into period, particularly in textile manufacturing, but this could decline due to international conflict. Zimbabwe is likely to struggle to attract FDI due to political risk, instability, and investor-unfriendly policies. Low FDI hinders the flow of much-needed technology, managerial expertise, and capital. Here, Zimbabwe is almost certainly an extreme outlier, with a supply rising line, reflecting periods of hyperinflation or extremely high inflation that destroys the value of money, savings, and purchasing power. Ethiopia and Bangladesh are also likely to experience significant inflation. In contrast, China, Malaysia, and Indonesia are likely to maintain low and stable inflation, which is a crucial foundation for long-term business planning and investment. High inflation is a symptom of macroeconomic mismanagement.
Current account or percentage of GDP. The current account is a reflection of a country's external position. China and Malaysia are likely to show consistent surpluses, meaning they export more goods or services than they import, thus being net lenders to the world. This is a sign of strong global competitiveness. In contrast, Ethiopia, Bangladesh, and Zimbabwe are likely to show deficits as they need to import more machinery, oil, and technology to build their economies than they export. These deficits must be financed with external debt or FDI, creating vulnerability if such funding dries up. And the last one is government spending on education graph by percentage of GDP. This is an indicator of investment in human capital, a key factor for long-term growth and economic mobility. Malaysia and China are likely to have relatively high education spending.
The conclusion is GDP growth elected with SDG 8 is not just about the number, but about how the growth is achieved. Countries like China and Malaysia demonstrate a sustainable pattern, where high investment, per capital formation, and FDI is supported by stability, low inflation, and healthy current account balance, and competitiveness, high trade level, thereby creating growth that is inclusive as reflected in rising GDP per capita and sustainable. Thank you for attention.